In order to create a White Lantern, we need a member of each Lantern Corps to energize the candidate.
Correct me if I'm wrong, please, Kyle, but aren't we one lantern short?
Yeah. Atrocitus went after Nekron alone. I'm detecting his life signs inside these caverns. We gotta rescue him.
Just us? And where, pray tell, are the other lanterns?
They went ahead to look for him, help any refugees they find, and keep Nekron's goons busy.
Welcome, lovely people. Today I am playing on my PlayStation. I am on the US server, and we are here because we are going to have a look at kind of something that's obsolete now, which is the original way that the Elite Solo used to play. So I originally recorded this footage because I was going to use it in a video where I explained what you can do in order to get past Voivode in the Elite run of the newest solo, Nekrons Lair. Now, my plan had been to run through the Elite version of this solo with a bunch of different characters who have different power sets to show you guys how easy it is to actually get through this solo and how to get past Voivode, even with characters that don't have their artifacts fully leveled, don't have a lot of stat points, and can't self-heal.
The undead seek to add these people to their ranks.
Not if we stop them first.
However, since I only managed to record one of my characters through that run, I don't have the ability to record the rest of the footage with different power sets. So, I had also planned to run through this particular Elite solo with one of my characters as I was recording myself, as I normally do. But since I can no longer do that because this Elite solo has been changed, here we are. So, Nekrons Lair used to run through a few different stages. So the first stage you would end up at Indigo 1, and you would be defeating the enemies in that area while Indigo 1 put up shields until they dropped. After that section you get to Part 2, or Section 2, where you are going to be with Carol Ferris, again defeating zombies. Then you speak with Carl Rayner and you move to Section 3, which is when you get to defeat Voivode and rescue Atrocitus. The next section is when you get up to Big Zombie Dude. And then after that you go to the next section, which is La Fleas and Sinestro. Then you pull back to the next section, which is Saint Walker and Carol Ferris. Then again pull back to the next section, which is Carl Rayner. Then you turn into a White Lantern. Then you have the section where you can defeat a whole bunch of zombies on your way to Nekron, and then you have the actual boss, which is Nekron and Voivode. But now they have completely removed like half of that. You start at Big Bad Zombie Dude. So you speak with Carl Rayner at the beginning, and the first little path that you walk through and defeat a bunch of zombies in leads directly to Big Bad Zombie Dude. And then you go straight through to La Fleas and Sinestro, and the next section is the pullback, the fallback, whatever you want to call it. So you are skipping a really big chunk of it with the new way that they've got to this particular solo. Frankly, I think they could have split it into 2 solos and given us rewards for both or something like that, potentially.
Many thanks to you, Offworlder. Those things meant to eat us.
Ew!
There are more of us ahead in the caverns. Help them, please.
No problem, my dude. I'm all about helping.
I will remain here to protect these people and join you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Knock.
Knock.
Let's give her a hand.
But honestly, I just wish they had have given us the option so that in Elite we can still play Voivode, because it's fun to play something with a bit of difficulty. When you're playing Elite, that's usually what you're looking for, is something that's a little challenging, which was Voivode. And this is the part of the Elite run that I actually enjoyed. It was a little tricky. It was, you had to be paying attention. You had to make sure your character was avoiding all of the obstacles while trying to still aim at Voivode. It was fun. And to play this Elite raid, I enjoyed that. That was the fun part about it, because everything else you can get through with relative ease, including the ending where you don't even have your own power set.
Nekron really loves his zombies, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's kinda his jam. Let's get moving.
I mean, as long as he keeps his zombies over near him, I'm perfectly fine with him having them, but I really just would rather he wasn't sending them this way. But now they have opted to remove both the Indigo 1 interaction, and the Voivode interaction, opting to instead go straight from Carl Rayner through a pathway with a few zombies that you need to knock out before reaching the big main zombie that we all encounter after Voivode. So it's almost like the map has shrunk by quite a large amount. You go straight from Carl Reiner to the zombie to the doorway that heads straight to Larfleeze and Sinestro. At this point, I swapped from my normal DPS build to my battle tank build so that I could stay alive. It is now a very quick solo, though I will say I do agree with what a lot of people have said, that it did go far too long for the amount of reward that we were actually getting, and compared to a lot of the other solos in the game. I completely understand that. But the only thing that I really enjoyed about playing the Elite solo was the difficulty of Voivode, and that is no longer included. I wish that for the storyline's sake and for the sake of people who liked playing the Elite run of this particular solo, I wish they had have given us an option so that we could choose to run it with or without the extra sections that they wanted to remove, because I do think that there's quite a good reason to have it shortened. The rewards are really not that substantial for the amount of time that you can spend on this particular solo. However, I liked being able to have the option to play something that was a little tricky. I liked being able to bring my different characters in there with different power sets and play through it and try to get through the obstacles with my characters in different positions. Being able to heal, being able to tank, being able to avoid easily, being able to stun. These things made it interesting, and now it just isn't. We end this particular solo with a power set that is not ours, and it's kind of, I mean, it's not easy, but it's not difficult either. It's just takes time. You know how some things are tricky and you need to pay attention to exactly what steps you're taking, what loadouts you're using, that sort of thing. And then some are just like, this is just gonna take me a while. Avoid, then attack. Avoid, then attack. That's what the White Lantern section of this particular solo is. It's time consuming. Your loadouts are very fixed. There are really not a lot to them. They're very simple. It's very easy to use them, and thus it's quite easy to get through that particular section, which is not a complaint, by the way. I'm fine with it being as easy as it is because the Voivode section was tricky. Not anymore.
Many thanks.
Welcome.
That creature was quite vicious. Let's release
Everyone makes
Atrocitus
mistakes.
and find the
They're just
others.
opportunities to grow.
Cue the cutscene.
That undead whelp would not have held me forever.
Clearly, no teenage zombie could hold you for long.
Mock me at your peril, weakling. No one insults Atrocitus and lives.
Relax. We need to work together to beat Nekron.
Ah, the dream of the desperate. I will not be part of it.
There he goes. We better catch him.
Oh, you got bigger problems, pretty boy.
Crap, she regenerated.
My friends, you must find the other lanterns.
Go. We'll keep Voivode here in a timeout.
Whatever, Pink Lantern.
Let's go find the others.
And it was fun messing around with my loadouts to work out exactly what I was going to use every time I went to Voivode. And I really enjoyed that because it makes the game interesting. So I'm really sorry to anyone who feels the same way as me, that it would be nice to still have an option here to be able to play the Elite version with Voivode in it, because I really enjoyed it. I'm sure there are other people who also enjoyed it. I know that during Multiverses Live the other day, a lot of people agreed that it was fun to do that for Elite. But I will also say, I do agree that having a shorter version is probably warranted, but maybe not with complete removal of the Voivode boss. You can still play it, I believe, if you go from the open world into it. But if you do that, it's not Elite. And Elite is what made it fun for me. Playing it just normal is easy as the rest of it. So, yeah, I'm sad to see that go. And I hope that if there are enough people who really did enjoy that, that maybe the devs will listen and potentially put that particular solo in the Elite version with Voivode in it back in the game as an option or something, because it was good fun. I liked it. So, but who knows? I mean, they don't know who I am. They don't care what I say. So it's pretty unlikely they're going to listen to me, right? Yeah, it's like 100% likely that they're not going to listen to me. And also, I'm probably in the minority here. I don't think that everybody is now wishing that the Voivode boss would come back specifically for Elite, because it was players who originally said it was too long, and that is the reason they have shortened it. So I'm really glad that I was able to play through it and that I got to record it, and then I'll have it for the rest of my life on my YouTube channel, knowing that I did play it and it was fun. But it lasted such a brief period of time, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to play it again in Elite because I think it's just gone. I will say too that now playing through that solo is so fast. If you're wanting to do that for your tab progression instead of the dailies, meaning the event tab, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, the event tab progression, 20 out of 20 is what you're aiming for. If you want to do it with the solo, it's probably going to be a bit faster to do the solo rather than doing the open world daily missions now. So if you're someone who's just logging in to get the progression for the event on the tab in the menu, then the solo is kind of a handy one to use now. Hopefully this was interesting. It's not really going to be helpful any longer because, as I said, the information I was going to give you guys was going to be based off of what you probably should and should not do with the Voivode boss, who no longer exists. So, yeah. Wouldn't it have been smarter to split this into two and make one half an alert? I mean, we've already got the raid. Leave that as the raid. Then create an alert that includes the Voivode section where all four of us can play against Voivode. And then the solo is the last part where we end up as a White Lantern. I mean, then they don't lose out on any of the gameplay. And we don't have to play the same alert as a raid and the same raid as an alert, which are both the same as the initial introductory mission to this particular episode. Right? I mean, wouldn't that kind of fix all of the issues? I mean, it fixes the issue of the solo being too long. It fixes the issue of the raid and alert being the same thing. And also, it continues the storyline in the correct order. If their idea of the order now with the new developers is that we go from the raid to the alert to the solo/duo in all of these episodes, I mean, it would be in the right order then, right? I feel like this is a bit of a missed opportunity, really.
You are so dead. You know that, right?
You are powerful, but not invincible. Not even a Kryptonian can stand against the Lord of the Unliving. Your reign is at an end, Lord Nekron. Lanterns, it is time! Let the white light of life return!
Nice of you to join the party, big guy.
Better late than never, Red.
All will be well.
No.
I better get paid for that!
Just fire, you insufferable wretch. You got this. Take him down.
It burns!
Grah!
Only a White Lantern can stop Nekron. That's you. Go get him.
They should do that with the next episode. It would be far better if all of the introductory missions that we do when we enter the newest episode ended up splitting into 3, even if we play them as 2 to start with, right? Then our raid and our alert and our solo/duo, whichever one they choose to do, will be different every single time.
The time of the light is at an end. Soon, there will only be the blackest night.
Just a thought. They don't know who I am, clearly. They don't care anything about what I say, but wouldn't that fix a couple of issues? I mean, kinda. And one of the things that a lot of people dislike, including myself, is that roles become a little bit useless in some of the raids and alerts that they have provided to us. But if they had have used this particular part of the episode from the solo and put it into an alert instead, it would be the Indigo 1 boss, I guess, or section. Then it would be the section where we rescue, or rather we speak with Carol Ferris after defeating a whole bunch of zombies with her. We don't necessarily rescue her. And then the last boss would be Voivode. All of us would be present in the same locations. We're not required to go around and do an escort mission. And the roles would be useful to one another. We'd actually be helping each other with the roles that we put on our characters, which, you know, one of the things I don't like is when they make our roles completely pointless. When everyone can be a DPS and we can run through things just fine with absolutely no rules needed. I find that really annoying, especially when we're split up into groups of 2. So that would fix that too, right? Right, this is a good idea. Am I the only one who thinks so? I'm probably the only one who thinks so. And also, if they really wanted to pad it a bit more, so they're giving us a little bit more content for the solo/alert/ whatever it is that they're going to do. I mean, we've had those little extra bits of mission throughout the initial escort mission that could be utilized. Like in Kaznia, we go and rescue Constantine from the basement, and we rescue Saint Walker from the cave. That could be incorporated. You could elongate that slightly, give us more enemies to defeat as we rescue them. I mean, I feel like they potentially could be creating enough content, or close to enough content here, to be able to give us a solo/duo, and then an alert, and then a raid, and actually have them different from one another. They just need to kind of specify that we're supposed to play them in reverse, so that we go raid, then alert, then solo, which seems to be the way that they like to do it with the new developers. I mean, this could totally work. I know I'm nobody, but couldn't that work? Also, while I'm just out here randomly suggesting things, could we not perhaps also incorporate the White Lantern powers into some way that we can use them outside of the solo? Like an artifact, or, I mean an artifact, maybe that is an actual ring we can put on our characters, or a trinket, so that we put that on and our power set is negated and we suddenly have only those powers and we have flight, so we can use it wherever we like. Maybe you could do it with the Blue Lantern and the Black Lantern too. I'm just saying that it would be awesome, and I don't really know whether or not the developers are looking into putting a new power set into the game, but if they're not, you could do it as a trinket. I mean, I would totally use that. It would be so much fun, and then my Black Lantern could look really Black Lantern-y if they did a Black Lantern version of the White Lantern one. You know? I feel like these are good suggestions.
Yes. This is it. For me. Will you tell my mom I died a hero?
You have the power to save her. If you wish it.
What the? I'm alive! I'm alive!
From one former White Lantern to another?
I'm alive!
You did great. Proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm alive!
Can't believe you wasted the power of the White Lantern to revive that unruly girl. Pathetic.
I don't know what I was thinking, Atrocitus.
Lucia was part of my tribe before she went gray. I fear for her safety and her sanity.
Understandable.
Nekron's gone, but the gray wave remains, and it's getting stronger.
Time to rescue Mogo.
I think Voivode was Nekron's connection to our reality. Like an undead anchor. Now that she's alive, that anchor's gone. And so is he.
Where did he go?
Back to the land of the unliving, most likely. You can't really get rid of Nekron. Not permanently, at least. Guy's an embodiment of death, and death never dies.
Well, I mean, if he comes back, we'll be ready. You know, we kick butt.
You handled yourself well against Nekron. Don't let it go to your head.
What if I want to let it go to my head?
You honored the deal! Gave my lantern back to me! Wasn't expecting that!
You should probably expect the unexpected, dude.
There must be something we can do to help Lucia and Moko return from the gray.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Check it. Looks like I came back to life with cool darkness powers. This is sick.
You're welcome for me saving your life and everything.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Yeah.
Being dead totally sucks. That reminds me. Where's Lucia?
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you after your murderous rampage.
No, that was gross zombie lantern me. Totally cool alive me has a message for her from her dead sister. She said tell Lucia there's always hope.
Yep, that sounds like Esperanza. Hopefully you all enjoy the solo the way it is now and get through it nice and fast. And guys, have a good one.